Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is something that you just cannot make up. I mean, this one's for the history books, no kidding. So, controversy is erupting over Maui's emergency operation chief's decision not to use the warning sirens during a catastrophic wildfire that is fueling suspicions and concern over his qualifications. The island is now under scrutiny as evidence is mounting that there were critical red flags leading up to and during this catastrophic event. So Maui's emergency operations chief, his name is Herman Andaya, Andaya, had no conventional background in disaster response, an alarming revelation that has heightened concerns over his decision making. Now, Andaya's department was responsible for sounding the warning sirens, but these crucial alarms remained silent during the firestorm. The devastating first fire that ravaged the beautiful island of Maui ignited at 12:22 a.m., a time when residents were asleep in their beds, completely unaware of the impending disaster that was headed their way. Had those sirens been activated, it's conceivable that the residents would have received the crucial warning that they needed, potentially allowing them to evacuate and seek safety. And these sirens remained silent, leaving many to wonder what could have been done. In a press conference that has already been infamous, if you will, Chief Andaya defended his choice to send out alerts via mobile phone, radio wave, television, and the county's opt-in resident alert system instead of utilizing the sirens. Now, Andaya asserted that the sirens are typically reserved for tsunami warnings, and Hawaiians are trained to seek higher ground when they are sounded, which in this dire scenario would have led them toward the flames. Seriously, dude? Nah. Mm-mm. The sirens, he said, as I had mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis, and that's the reason why many of them are found. Almost all of them are found on the coastline. The public is trained to seek higher ground in the event that the siren is sounded. That's what he said. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of the Hawaiians for just a moment. You hear those sirens going up. What do? You boom, you jump, right? You're in bed. Shake awake, right? What's the first thing you do? You look outside. Holy cow, there's a fire, not a tsunami. Do you seek higher ground? Sorry, man. Your reasoning, I ain't buying it. He also said, in fact, on the website of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, the fire guidelines is provided. If you're a low-lying area near the coastline, evacuate to high grounds inland or vertically to the 4th floor and higher of a concrete building. Alerts may also come in the form of a wireless emergency alert, he said. Had we sounded the alarm that night, we're afraid that people would have gone mauka, M-A-U-K-A, or toward the mountains. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire. No. Not buying it. He said, I also should note that there were no sirens, Mauka. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but I'll go on. Or on the mountainside where the fire was spreading down. So even if we sounded the sirens, we would not have saved those people out there or on the mountainside. Take a listen.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. And the reason why, and
so many people said they could have been saved if they had time to escape. Had a siren gone off, they would have known that there was a crisis emerging. And as we know, so many bodies were found in the ground.
Do you want him to give you the answer, or do you want to give? Well, then let him finish his answer.
Sorry, there's a lot of people.
Well, you're talking and you're not letting him talk. If you want to talk, come up here.
I'm ready for the answer.
Then wait.
the sirens, as I had mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis, and that's the reason why many of them are found, almost all of them are found on the coastline. The public is trained to seek higher ground in the event that the siren is sounded. In fact, on the website of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, the following guideline is provided. If you are in a low-lying area near the coastline, evacuate to high grounds, inland or vertically to the fourth floor and higher of a concrete building. Alerts may also come in the form of a wireless emergency alert. Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Mauka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire. And so that is the reason why our protocol has been to use WEA and EAS. By the way, I should also note that there are no sirens Mauka, or on the mountainside, where the fire was spreading down. So even if we sounded the siren, it would not have saved those people on the mountainside, Mauka.
So of course, the press, they're not going to shy away from questioning whether Andaya would consider delegating further responsibility to others. You know, the pointing of the finger game. He did it, he did it, he did it. In response, he defiantly rejected the notion that he didn't have experience before assuming his current role. He pointed to his employment history in the housing department as a staffer in the mayor's cabinet, during which time he reported to the emergency operations centers. To say that I'm not qualified, I think, is incorrect, Andaya said. You too big for your britches. So what I'm going to show you right now is the weather of Maui, Hawaii for the month of August. And this is according to weather25.com. Now here what I'm going to show you is the historical weather data of Lahana, Maui. And this is according to the Washington Post. And this data below that I'm going to show you is from 1961 to 1990. Now, what I want to talk about right now is a woman by the name of Deanne Criswell, C-R-I-S-W-E-L-L, who is the current FEMA Director. And on Friday, Criswell was asked why the people of Maui report no sign of government assistance after the historic fire that ripped across the island, killing hundreds of locals. She did not deny the claims, but blamed it on the trauma that they are experiencing. My God, what? Why do I have so many questions that I know I'm not going to get any answers to? Take a listen.
Everything you said about all the resources that are being brought to bear, but we keep interviewing survivor after survivor who says that either they didn't see any government personnel or assistance for days, or that they still haven't. How do you explain the disconnect between what they're saying and what you're saying about all the resources that are there in Maui?
I think you need to understand that this community is going through an amazingly traumatic event.
Are you like me and you're just going, I have so many questions. I have so many questions. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Yeah, me too. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.